Hello, everyone. So, first, I just want to say thank you again for all your text messages, all your prayers, all your support. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for encouraging me. Like I told you, doing these videos is very therapeutic for me. So, thank you. I look forward to giving you updates, just like you guys look forward to receiving my updates. So, good news is we are 3 weeks post surgery. Yay! And so at this point, I had some follow ups. So, first up was my radiation oncologist doctor. And I have some notes here that I'm going to have to kind of take a look because I can't remember everything that we went over. And by the way, I have on my Hawaii shirt that Candace uh, got for me. I'm super excited. I love it. Anyways, and about that, you can notice it's not buttoned down. So now I'm able to move my arm even more. Look at that. Oh. Can't do too much because I don't want to cause pain. But I'm able to now put on an overshirt, but I still need help putting it on. I can only do half of it because I still can't lift my hand off this. Oh, yeah, that's about as far as I can go lifting my arm up. It still hurt. All right, I'll stop that. But so I can't put it on myself, and so that's why I definitely still need the button-down shirts. But I'm able to at least move my arm a little bit to receive the assistance of putting on a regular shirt. So I'm excited. I'm able to wear regular shirts. I just need help with it. All right. Anyway, so my radiation oncologist doctor, he went over my pathology report, and that's the results of when they looked at the tumor that was removed, and they looked at the lymph nodes that was removed. They, looked at everything. So he was going over some of those results with me, which was great. I feel like every doctor is giving me different parts, which is great. So my surgeon gave me parts, and now my radiation oncologist gave me parts. And he talked about, with the tumor that was removed, it was 2.5, and out of that, 1 inch was invasive and 1.5 inch was non-invasive. And it's just the 1 inch invasive, basically, it moved out of the area and start going outside of it, was no longer contained. And I know I might be explaining this wrong. Make sure you look it up, okay? And the non-invasive was still contained, right? So most of it was still contained, but one part became invasive. The 1 inch became invasive. The 1.5 was still contained. But the good news is all of it was removed because you don't want to leave anything left because the non-invasive can become invasive. So that was great news that it was all removed. And then he talked about, we talked about radiation. Like if I was to do chemo, why do I still have to do radiation? I did surgery. If I'm gonna do chemo, why radiation? And so he talked about that sometimes chemo may not get like the microscopic cancer cells. It's probably going to get most of it, but there is a chance that it may not get it all. So radiation is, this is my words now, radiation is going to basically come in and clean it up, right? Or at least clean up the regional area where it was at least originally found, to help with decreasing the chances of it reoccurring, at least in the area. And then he talked about the lymph nodes. I'm just learning so much. So, remove the lymph nodes from under my arm. But he said, you have lymph nodes here where your shoulder is, like near that collarbone. Then you have lymph nodes in your neck. So the radiation is going to come in and kill the cancer cells that might still be lingering in this whole area. So this whole area is where I'm going to be having the radiation. And so I was like, wow, okay. Whew. It's a lot of information, right? So that was really good. And let me just back up for a moment. When I walked in, well, my name was called to go inside, the nurse came and got me, right? And so we're walking down the hall, and I see the doctor right outside the door that I'm gonna, outside the door that I'm gonna come in. And so he's waving, and I'm waving back. I never had that happen to me. All the years of going to the doctor, I've never had a doctor waiting outside the door for me, waving, right? It's always the nurse. They do your blood pressure, all that stuff. They take you in the room, they talk to you, get your vitals, and then they say, okay, the doctor will be in to see you, right? But no, this was, I actually liked it. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But he was waving, so I was waving back. That got me all excited about the meeting, about the appointment. And so he went in, and the nurse was kind of like, oh, I still need to get a vitals. And he was like, yeah, you go ahead and get the vitals. So she was trying to get me vitals, and he was ready to start talking to me. So I was excited. I loved that welcome. Made me comfortable, and it just showed like, I mean, you don't have to do that. So it says a lot about this doctor, right? So love that. Anyways, and then so after we finished all of our talking, he also talked to me about, I let him know I have occupational therapy that's going to be coming up. He talked to me about making sure I talk to her about a compression garment, a fitted compression garment, like a sleeve, since I'm going to be traveling to Japan. So he told me to ask her about that because she may be able to measure me so I can get a fitted one, so I'm not just kind of picking one, right? So I was like, okay, good. Thank you for letting me know that. And so let's see what else I want to say. I think that was the main thing that I wanted to say from a medical perspective. And then, I was telling him about me going to Japan. He was super excited about that. And then he just got me excited. I'm happy about going to Japan, but man, he had me going over the top. He was like, hey, there's other places to visit. He talked about this vertical mall. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I definitely want to hit up the vertical mall. And so make sure you subscribe, because when I go to Japan, I'm going to do all kinds of videos I want you to see. I want to share. Anyways, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get the alert when it comes in. If you're not subscribed, pause right now. Subscribe. All right. Anyways, and so he talked about that, and then he was talking about they have like these different cafes, and some of them have animals in it. And I looked over, and my husband was like, about that. But I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, ooh, an owl cafe, owls flying around. But, they had one like pigs. He was like, they have all these different cafes. But the owl one, it was the one I was like, ooh, that'd be interesting. But, my husband was like, I don't know about that. I'll be in the car. Anyways, and then he talked about the Ninja Cafe. That's when my husband was like, oh, tell me more. And so I'm pretty sure we're definitely going to probably do the Ninja Cafe. He let us know, hey, make sure you get a reservation. So we're looking to doing that. Hopefully it's not too late. We still are about, we're close. I think we're about 2 weeks out. So still have time, hopefully. He talked about, we already know Tokyo Disney. But I didn't know they had Universal Studios there too, so I may look into it. I don't know. And then he talked about ninja training activity and learning how to do the ninja stars and stuff like that. He talked about hot springs, and he talked about Team Lab Planets, or Team Lab. Yeah, Team Lab, and he said that was a fun place to go to. But he just was going over so many things, got me all excited about going to Japan all over again. Like I became over the top. You guys know I've been talking about Japan, but that made me go over the top. All right, so that's it about my radiation oncologist visit. And next I would talk about my occupational therapy visit.